Thunderous and the Hydreigon. Game 3, the deciding game of this, the 2013 Junior Video Game National Championships. Let's hear it for both of these trainers as we get into this game. Always nice to hear the support. It looks like Beau on the top of your screen decided, worked out really well last time. Zapdos and Cresselia are out on the field once again. And Maylee apparently had no problems with that. Thunderous and Landorus come back out. Again, both of these Pokemon beat to ice, and that Cresselia a major threat.
She'll have to find a way to deal with it this time. There are things that can go differently. For instance, she used Rock Slide last game, which just about a 30% chance to make the target flinch. If Cresselia's flinching, she's not firing off any icy winds, so perhaps that's Maylee's strategy to get out of this one.
Similarly, if it's getting paralyzed by discharge, like we have seen, or if she doesn't manage to paralyze her Abomasnow again, which is probably pretty huge for her in that game also. Definitely some different ways that this can go. Looks like Beau still thinks that the best move is to protect that Zapdos early on. Goes with the Detect, not going to be taking any damage in Maylee, going with the Discharge. Not affecting Landorus, not going to deal any damage to Zapdos, but is going to hit that Cresselia, dealing a little bit of damage as we've seen before. You're going to have to hope for a little bit more, and she hits it. There's the paralysis, going to be huge for Maylee coming up as this Landorus' Rock Slide comes out. Zapdos protects itself, but it does connect with the Cresselia. Potential for the crunch, potential for the paralysis. This could be really big for Maylee. Again, under 50%, but the Citrus comes out, and now everyone has to wonder if that Cresselia is going to get a chance to move, and it does! The Icy Wind comes out, going to hit both the Landorus and the Thunderous, dropping their speed, and this looks a little bit like a repeat of last game.
Just say, I'm surprised I've seen this somewhere before, but still, Maylee gets a little bit more of an advantage out of this turn than she did last game by paralyzing the Cresselia. Cresselia, like I mentioned before, big problem for both of these Pokemon firing off those Icy Winds, so maybe it'll have a little more trouble getting those off this game now that it's paralyzed, and every turn it could be fully paralyzed and unable to get it off.
Definitely the case, and it looks like those little bit of advantages. One thing doesn't go wrong when another time it did, can add up and bring the win over for Maylee. That hidden power coming out from the Zapdos again, we saw it was super effective against the Landorus last time, still super effective, does get the KO and a critical hit on top of it, and Landorus goes down. Thunderous against the Cresselia, and the Zapdos doesn't have its buddy around this time. Goes for the Discharge, is going to hit both Pokemon this time, both the Zapdos and the Cresselia, doing a good bit of damage, over 50% to that Zapdos, while Cresselia uses the Light Screen. Great move from Beau, going to be drastically reducing the amount of damage coming out from these special attacks on Maylee's side.
Yeah, nice adjustment by Beau there, and we're talking about adjustments Maylee needed to make after losing the second game, and that's a really smart adjustment by Beau even after a win. Most of the Pokemon on Maylee's team are special attackers, actually all 3 of the 4 we've seen, everyone but Landorus, who's already fainted. So it's going to be much more difficult for her to deal damage this game with the special attack being reduced by Light Screen.
Definitely. And yeah, as you mentioned, both of the Pokemon on the field right now, Thunderous and Abomasnow, specially based, going to be reduced by that Light Screen. And she has been partial to that Hydreigon in the back, which is also, we've seen, be specially based. Zapdos is going to go ahead and protect itself away from any damage this turn, although it's going to be reduced anyway. Abomasnow comes out with the Blizzard, Zapdos protects itself, gets to avoid that super effective attack. Great for Zapdos. Deals some damage to the Cresselia, not a lot thanks to that Light Screen. Great move by Beau, really paying dividends already. Discharge continues to come out from Maylee's Thunderous. It's going to hit the Abomasnow again. Does paralyze it. Once more, the Abomasnow is paralyzed by the Discharge and going to get some damage onto the Cresselia, who is going to Thunder Wave it anyway.
Yeah, alright, so you can't complain about the discharge paralysis, right? I mean, Beau knew he needed that paralysis, he's just going to apply that himself. We do finally see a break from the replay of last game there because of a Light Screen. Whereas last game Cresselia fainted to that set of attacks, this time it survives because of a Light Screen. Shows you how good of a player Beau is. A very good read. He realized what he needed, he had a move he could use to give himself a better result than he got in the first game, and he adjusted.
Yeah, and that's great team building on the same end for Beau, knowing that move could be very powerful. Heat Wave comes out from Zapdos again, and as before, deals some damage to Thunderous, gets the KO on Abomasnow, and it looks like Cresselia, just a little bit, isn't going to be able to survive this next Discharge. Possibly neither will the Zapdos, although the Light Screen up is doing great. Does get the KO on both Zapdos and the Cresselia. Double KO for Maylee, and another KO for Beau. and now it's Thundurus versus World. The last Pokemon standing, Thundurus is the last one that survived through all of that until basically.
Maylee's keeping it close though. I was looking bad for her at the end of this game, but she's not giving up. She's fighting hard, and Thundurus here, going to do what he can to try to make her the champion.
Definitely. And Beau sends out his Tyranitar, while Hydreigon comes out on the side of Maylee Hornak. Very similar Pokemon, and Garchomp again for Beau. So it looks like this is the same Pokemon as the in-game last time, which as we saw, Beau managed to pull out at the last moment there. How does Maylee make this different?
Well, she's got a little bit of an advantage here. She has more health than she did last game coming into the same point. She's just going to have to find a way to avoid letting Tyranitar knock out her Thundurus like Beau was able to do in the previous game.
Yeah, the Thundurus being on the field is definitely great, and the Hydreigon is going to want to get that Draco Meteor back off onto Garchomp. The Garchomp is not going to let that happen, hides behind his Protect, while the Dark Pulse comes out from Hydreigon into the Protect from the Garchomp, while Thundurus goes for another Discharge. Doesn't affect Garchomp, who is protecting anyway, but will be hitting the Hydreigon and the Tyranitar. Not very effective damage on the Hydreigon, as it is a Dragon type, which resists the Electric type attack. Also a little bit of damage onto Tyranitar thanks to that Light Screen again, while another Rock Slide comes out, which will be enough to get the KO on Thundurus, and Hydreigon is down in orange. Critical moment here for Maylee.
Beau's going to be excited now. Big knockout there. Hydreigon, now Maylee's last Pokemon, being down low on health here. And Tyranitar still almost full health, and Garchomp completely full. So
yeah,
Maylee's going to try hard to come back here, but tough spot for her.
Yeah, Maylee's last hopes of becoming the 2013 national champion ride on this Hydreigon. Here comes the Dark Pulse onto the Garchomp. It does connect. Garchomp wasn't as slippery as last time. Loses a little bit of HP from its Life Orb item, but Garchomp is able to get the Dragon Claw onto Hydreigon, and that is going to be enough to knock out that Hydreigon and